Steel 7, aka Ace Dynamo, aka Alias Ace Man, and I'm back, man. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe so every time I drop one of these videos, man, you get it right hot off the press. As you can see from the title above or the title below, depending on what device you're rocking on, let's talk about the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, alright? Now, I know there's a lot of videos out there that's talking about this game, and for me, to be honest, it hasn't been my most anticipated game for this year at all, by any means. When I first heard about it, a couple years ago, I was interested in it. Of course, as a gamer, I'm always interested in, new games, superhero games, adventure games, what have you, right? Indie games, AAA, blockbuster bangers. I'm always interested in new games that's coming out. So, when I first seen it promoted, back then, some years ago, I was interested in what I was seeing. You know what I mean? And I've been watching it on and off, and oh boy, let's just say I have some concerns about this game, and rightfully so. Like I said, I've watched other people make videos about this game because a lot of people are Arkham Knights fans, Batman fans, Rocksteady, as a studio, they fans of that, fans of them. So I get it, and expectations for Rocksteady has always been high. I mean, they've had a good relationship with gamers. They've delivered to gamers in the past, with the Batman series and everything like that. They did Batman right, and his name and his brand. So I can understand why people really expect a certain level of quality and honesty from Rocksteady, right? I get that and all. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of Batman. I'm not a big fan of the Arkham Knight stuff. I'm not a big fan of none of that, right? I'm just not into that. That's not my cup of tea. But I understand how people can like it. I know what some of y'all gonna say, oh my god, you're not a fan of Batman. Not at all. Not at all. See, here's the thing. I was a fan of Thanos back in the day. I remember when I used to post online about Thanos. I used to get all these dudes coming to me talking about Thanos ain't nobody. All he does is sit down on his ass and he don't do anything. And then when that Marvel's drink came out with Thanos in the movie and stuff like that, he's snapping his fingers and destroying everything with one snap of the fingers. Now everybody riding the Thanos train. I've been a Thanos fan with the gauntlets. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I've been a Thanos fan. Everybody used to always come at me so negatively about Thanos. Thanos don't do anything. He doesn't do anything but just sit on the throne. He doesn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, when they make a movie about him, all of a sudden, now they don't want to talk to me. Now they like, oh no, Thanos is the greatest. Thanos is the greatest. So you know what? I let people do what they're gonna do because people all they do is jump on hype trains. But I'm swaying a little bit too far from the video. I'm not even gonna make this video too long, but I do have some major concerns about this game. And I've watched the trailer a few times, and I'm noticing something that really is raising a lot of red flags. Now, I want y'all to hear me out. I really want y'all to hear me out. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I really don't do videos like this, but if I have a real concern, a real true concern about something when it comes to video gaming, I'm going to speak on it, right? Now, like I said, I'm a fan of video games, okay? I'm a fan of great video games. I don't care, like I said, if they big budget title, AAA bangers or indie bangers. I'm a fan of games in general. I don't care what platform they're on, so don't try to put me in a box being a fanboy, because I'm not a fanboy. I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. You know what I mean? That's my lifestyle. A lot of to most of y'all, it's a hobby. Gaming is a lifestyle for me. I've been telling y'all that for years. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just some hobby. This is not like knitting or something. You know what I mean? Or making sweaters or collecting die-cast cars and stuff like that, or collecting Cabbage Patch Kid cards and stuff. No. gaming is a lifestyle. You know what I mean? I walk around with the Bloodborne backpacks and all types. So you know what I mean? Used to wear the Gears of War bracelets and the Gears of War chains and stuff like that. The cogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, my swag is video games. You see what I'm saying? Like, I love video games, and I don't care how old I get. I will always love video games to the day I die. Because if one thing I can say about video games have saved me from a lot of BS in my life. You know what I mean? It has kept me away from doing a lot of stupid things in life. For all those people that try to down gaming, I'm telling you, gaming can save your life, and it saved my life. You know what I mean? Like, for real, for real. But I'm not going to get into that. Let me get into my concerns about this Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, all right? And these are things that I noticed. These are things that I noticed about this game that has really turned me away from being interested in this game. So peep game. Bars. All right. While looking at the trailers, looking at the gameplay that I was watching the other day, I noticed that this game is cosmetic heavy, right? It has a lot of cosmetics to it. You know what I mean? So that already lets me know that there's going to be a lot of microtransactions in this game. There's going to be microtransactions. Heavy. MTX. Heavy, right? It won't surprise me if they do throw in some loot boxes or surprise mechanics, as the EA squad called it back in the day. You know, that remember that chick came out in the court talking about it's surprise mechanics, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't surprise me if they got some kind of gambling loot box system in this game. We already seen the social bar at the top, you know what I mean? When they had that screenshot. You seen the battle pass and the social list and all this other stuff. So you know it's an always online game, right? So that was one of the first things that I noticed, was how cosmetic heavy it was. You know what I mean? And a lot of those developers that have been working on the game is praising the whole cosmetic thing. Little do they know, to gamers, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. When we see all them different cosmetics about, well, you can customize your gun any way you want to, you know, it's like, nah, dog, nah, because I know all y'all gonna be doing is throwing microtransactions in our face. You know what I mean? Just upload microtransactions. Every time we cut the game on, it's gonna be like new cosmetics, new guns, new tiers, new this, new that. Nah, it's a red flag to gamers, right? So, hey, shout out to y'all developers, but hey, to the developers out there, Rocksteady, y'all should know. If y'all really gamers, if y'all really in tune with gamers, Rocksteady, you should know that's a big red flag to us gamers, right? So, with that being cosmetic heavy, that's an issue for me. You know what I mean? That's an issue for me, because I don't care what color my gun is or what color my outfit. I really don't care. I mean, a couple of them here and there, okay, that's cool. But to know every time I turn on a game that's always online, y'all gonna be throwing microtransactions in my face to, you know what I'm saying, to customize my character with cosmetics that you say don't affect the game, right? Don't affect the game, air quotes, don't affect the game. It's a big turnoff, all right? Another thing I noticed about this game, peep game. See, y'all may not have seen what I've seen. Some of y'all may have seen what I've seen, but a lot of y'all may not have seen the things that I've seen watching this a few times. Another thing I noticed is that, what's up with these purple bubbles? What is up with the purple bubbles in this game? Everything you fight melee, everything you shoot, it has a purple bubble attached to it. Whether it's on the enemies, whether it's on certain machines in the games, or enemy bosses, or whatever. The goons, it don't matter what you're doing in this game, there's purple bubbles attached to everything, right? Almost like, it's almost like Follow the Bouncing Ball or something when you were a kid, you know, to sing the song on Sesame Street, you follow the bouncing ball, right? For y'all old school heads, y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe the younger generation don't know what Follow the Bouncing Ball is, you know what I mean, unless you looked it up on the internet. But back in the day on Sesame Street and some of those TV shows for kids, you know what I'm saying, when they sing a song, you know, the words would pop up on the screen, and it was called Follow the Bouncing Ball, and the ball would bounce over the words, wah, 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 la, 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 right? That's what that purple bubble stuff in the game is. It's almost like when you shoot at an enemy or you doing melee combat, it's almost like they're telling you you don't know what you're supposed to do. So aim at or swing at the purple bubble, shoot at the purple bubble to defeat it. It's like you don't even need the purple bubble. If it's an enemy, we can figure it out once we start shooting our guns or doing melee combat. We'll figure out what the weakness is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need a purple bubble system. It looks trash. It looks totally trash. All right. Another thing that I noticed. No matter what gun you have in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, no matter what gun you have, I'm pointing out all the things that you may not pay attention to. No matter what gun you have, whether you have a pistol or SMG or a long gun or assault rifle, don't matter, machine gun, all the guns sound the same. Yes, they might have a different rhythmic pattern, right? Like the gun might shoot differently, but they all sound the same. Every gun sounds the exact same. That is so cheesy to me. You got y'all pride yourself on. I'm talking about Rocksteady. Y'all pride yourself on all these different guns and all these cosmetic for guns. Tell me, why does every gun sound the same? It is so cheesy. So that means if I pick up a huge machine gun or a pistol, all I'm gonna get is like, come on, like, what are we doing here? Why do all the guns sound exactly the same? That is so freaking cheesy to me. Like, come on, Rocksteady. Like, man, this is proof that this game is all about just greed. This game is all about greed. This is not a love letter to fans. This is not a love letter to Rockstar. I mean, to the Arkham Knights, the whole Arkham City, the whole Arkham universe. This is not a love letter to us as gamers. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but a cash grab, greed, fuckfest. That's all it is. That's all this Kill the Justice League game is about, man. It's just not interesting to me at all. It's a red flag, man. It's another red flag. All the guns sound the same, right? All right. I noticed too, there's a lot of pre-rendered cutscenes, right? There's a lot of pre-rendered cutscenes in this game. Now keep in mind, this is next gen only. So I really don't expect pre-rendered cutscenes. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? This is next gen only. There should not be any. I mean, if you had a few, okay, especially if they're long segments, right? If the format has these long movie-like things, then I get it. And, you know, it could be pre-rendered cutscenes. But from action to action or little sequences in between the action, it should not be pre-rendered at all. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, oh, man. This is horrible. This is horrible. I'm pointing out things that a lot of you gamers may not have noticed because you might have just looked at all the bright lights and the flash and the shooting and stuff, right? But after watching it a few times, my senses pick up certain things. You know what I mean? My senses, like my spidey senses are tingling when I be watching certain game trailers or whatever, you know? And I'm like, these things should not be in the game. Like, why is the game doing this? Why is it being presented in this way? All right, let's keep going. That's another thing. These pre-rendered cutscenes, trash. Oh man, the graphics. The graphics are so outdated. I'm so tired of these weirdos. Hey, yo, what up, Breeze? What up? I'm so tired of these dudes, these big channel that call themselves gamers. They're not. Like a lot of them, and some of them, be honest. A lot of these big YouTubers, be honest, they like, hey, this is just my job. You know what I mean? They're not really gamers. Gaming is not really a hobby or a lifestyle. They do it because it's an easy way to make money. Okay, that's cool and all. But for these YouTubers to keep saying that this game looks graphically demanding or just graphically impressive, like, cut it out. Cut it out. I told y'all before in my last video for the state of play, I told you that this Kill the Justice League, this game looks like a mid-gen refresh of the PS4, man. There's games on the PS4, the base vanilla PS4, that looks better than this game. And keep in mind, again, this is a next-gen only game. This is only Series X and PS5 and PC. What are we doing? And y'all say that this game is graphically demanding? That was some dude. Oh my god, I don't know who this dude is. I've never watched him. I don't watch his content. I don't know who it is. But you know how sometimes people being your recommended. That was some dude named Luke. I don't know his whole name, but his name is Luke. I guess he's a big YouTuber. He does gaming or whatever. And I watched a few minutes of it and I had to turn it off because he was talking real silly. He was talking some clown shit. He was talking about this game looks graphically impressive, right? And then like 30 seconds later, he's like, it looks good, but it's not great. Like, which one is it, dude? Which one is it, Luke? Whoever you ain't, I know your name ain't Luke Skywalker because you ain't you ain't no parts of the Force. But Luke, whatever your name is, I didn't get to look at the rest of your name, but he's a big YouTuber, white dude, whatever. How is you going to say this game is graphically impressive and then like less than 30 seconds you turn around and say, it looks good but not great? You know, and then I can't give you a little small brownie point because you did say, hey, I'm not the person to come to when talking about the graphics and things like that because I only do this because it's my job. You know what I mean? I can only say certain things because this is my job. So I give you a little brownie point for saying that, you know what I'm saying, on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I turned it off because I'm like, you talking silly willy right now. You talking silly willy to say that this Suicide Squad game, this Kill the Justice League game looked graphically impressive, but then turn around less than 30 seconds and say, it looks good, but not great. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on, dude. Like, come on. Y'all got to cut this out, man. These people on YouTube, y'all gotta cut this out. I get it. Y'all want to make money. Gaming is an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? You can make decent amount of money if you build up your channel or if you pay for your subs, like most of you YouTubers do. Yeah, I'm exposing you YouTubers that claim to be these big YouTubers that grinded to the top. You didn't. You paid for subs and you paid for views, just like people do on Twitter, just like people do on IG Live. It's all the same. People pay. That's why you be wondering, you're like, how did this person get like 100K subscribers already? They just got on YouTube, especially if you go over to their social thing or about their page, and you'll see they just got on in 2022. How in the world did you get 100K subscribers when you just started in December of 2022? Because they pay for subscribers and viewers. They do it, they get into gaming because it's an easy thing to do. They're mostly PC dudes. A lot of these big YouTubers, they're not gamers. It's not their hobby, it's not their lifestyle. They are benchmark dudes, that's all. And they seen gaming, they seen console gaming. While shitting on console gaming, they also make videos about console gaming. Make that make sense. Much as these PC dudes hate consoles, as much as they call us console peasants, it's like, no, it's the opposite way around, man. Y'all is the PC peasants. Y'all the PC beggar race. The only reason why y'all PCs even matter today is because of Sony games coming to y'all platform. Before then, y'all was doing nothing but playing RTSs and Match 3 games and Java Flash games. Like, what are we doing here? While y'all spending $50,000 on a fucking PC to play some RTS games. Like, cut it out. And it's funny because the fact that Sony is putting their games on PC is exposing a lot of you PC niggas rigs. It's exposing a lot of you PC niggas rigs on how weak y'all rigs actually is. Because remember, these PC niggas used to tout native 4K, native 4K. Look, the consoles can't do native 4K. Now all of a sudden, Sony games get on the PC platform. Now it's maybe native 4K isn't important now. 1440p is the best. That's the sweet spot. 1440p is the sweet spot. What happened to native 4K? PC niggas, PC peasants, PC beggar race. What happened to native 4K? Huh? Oh, Sony Games exposed your rigs? Huh? Did Sony Games bottleneck your rig? Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. But we're not gonna get into that. Back on Kill the Justice League, right? Let's back on that, because you know sometimes I get heated with these PC niggas because they so contradictive. All right, another problem that I have about this game. Another thing that y'all may not have noticed. When they showed Wonder Woman, was it me or did Wonder Woman look like an Indian chick? Not that I have a problem with it. I don't want y'all to think I have a problem with it. Because I know how y'all emotionally strung the fuck up. I'm just making an observation. Is it me or did you notice that Wonder Woman, it just dawned on me talking about amazing dude. Yeah, for sure. Did y'all notice that when they showed Wonder Woman in Kill the Justice League, she looked like an Indian chick, but she also looked like an Indian dude at the same time? Because, Wonder Woman has always been a white chick. You know what I mean? A pretty white chick, right? I mean, even in the movies, you know what I'm saying? You see how Wonder Woman 1984 was in the Wonder Woman movies and stuff like that? It's always been this pretty white woman, right? But in the trailer, the gameplay trailer that they showed, when they showed Wonder Woman, she looked like an Indian chick, but she also looked like a man too. Is it just me? Is it just me? Because she did not look like the Wonder Woman that I'm used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, not that I have a problem that they made Wonder Woman an Indian chick. I don't care what they made. They could have made her a black chick, a Latino chick, a Spanish. I don't give a fuck. I'm just pointing out the things that you may not have noticed about this. Wonder Woman looked like a dude. I mean, it was strange. She looked like an Indian female, but a dude at the same time. I don't know how to really feel about that. It was kind of weird. We know that they're all being brainwashed by Brainiac. You know what I mean? That's why they got those purple veins all in their face, like Superman and Flash, and everybody got those purple veins in their face, right? Even Velma. Oh, damn, I didn't get to see that. Yeah, all right. I know you said something about Velma. Yeah, I watched it on HBO Max. That shit's a trip. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, another thing that you may not have noticed about Kill the Justice League, and this is a big one. Did y'all pay attention to every time they showed the trailer or gameplay that all the characters are up in the air? Did y'all notice that? And the few times that they were on the ground, did y'all notice that there were like these cardboard cutouts of enemies on the ground or statues on the ground? Like they weren't moving. Like they said that this world that they're in, right? The scene that they're in, right? For Kill the Justice League, they said that it's flourishing with life and flourishing with with characters or NPCs or whatever, right? But you noticed the few times that they were on the ground when the characters were not shooting in the air, they had a lot of cardboard cutouts on the streets, and they had a lot of statues on the streets. Some weird shit. It is some weird shit, y'all. Like, I'm not joking. Go back and watch the gameplay trailer or the trailer again. Look at once they get close to the ground. When they're not shooting in the air. When the four characters are not shooting in the air, pay attention to the villains on the ground or the goons on the ground. They are cardboard cutouts or statues. It's the weirdest shit ever. It is the weirdest shit ever. That's a huge red flag to me. That is a huge red flag to me. I don't know if y'all caught that, but go back and look at it. Y'all gonna be like, damn, ACO7 was right. They tripping. There is no walking around. There's no NPCs or none of that stuff. That world is not alive, y'all. It is not alive. It's a lot of cardboard cutout and freaking statues. Real talk, whenever they show this league, I zone out the game. Yeah. It's too many red flags for me, Cool Breeze. It's too many red flags for me. Like I said, when they showed it a couple years ago, I was interested in it. I can't even say the fucking word right now. I was interested in it, right? That's an easier way to say it. But now, after seeing more gameplay and more of this trailer, it's a lot of red flags to me, dog. It's a lot of red flags to me. Like, I don't know what's going on with this game, but it's not looking right to me. It already having that social bar at the top and that Battle Pass is already a red flag because I don't like live service games. They're boring. It's only like a quick fix to gaming. You know what I mean? Like you get in, you play it for a minute, and then you like, all right, I'll wait for the next update. Then you'll see what's new for the new update for the live service. Then you go in and utilize those new features that they just patched in. And then it's like you're back off it again for another few months. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't like live service games. That's exactly why I don't like live service games, because you play it a few hours and then you're off for it a few months, and then you're back to it for a few hours, then you're off for it a few months. I don't know how it could sustain itself in the way gaming is today. Remember, Phil Spencer said a few years back that single player games were a thing of the past. Single player games was not beneficial to the gaming industry. And what happened? God of War 2018 dropped and Phil Spencer came out and was like, oh, God of War 2018 is a great game. It's a single player narrative driven game. It's great. Oh man, they're making a lot of money off of it. Congratulations to Sony. But just a few months before God of War 2018 dropped, Phil Spencer trying to change the narrative, trying to convince all the gamers on both sides, whether it was Xbox or Sony side, he was trying to convince everybody that single player games ain't where it's at. And single player games have shown over and over that's where it is at. I am a single player dude. Yeah, multiplayer is cool, but I like my single player games. Even the Xbox niggas tried to discourage us PlayStation gamers, talking about, oh, those are nothing but one and done games. I don't want to pay $70 for a one and done game. See, here's the thing, you dummies. I would rather pay $70 for a single player story game that is memorable, that I had a great experience, everything was top notch, the quality was cinematic, movie like presentation, it was a straight AAA exclusive banger to the highest degree. I will rather pay $70 for a multiplayer that I play for a few hours on Friday or Saturday, and then I don't pick it up for a few more months. I don't care about playing a multiplayer game that has a 10-year fucking expansion on it. That's trash to me. That is utter trash to me. It's absolutely disgusting to me. That is not the way I game. I would rather have the option to have multiplayer. Yes, when I want to jump in for a few hours, it's cool to play multiplayer. I don't have no issues with multiplayer. But for you Xbox niggas to make it seem like, it definitely don't want the devs to lean heavily on single player. Definitely don't want devs to lean heavily. No, Kubrick. I mean, I understand that too. See, the thing is, that's why I'm trying to explain it, that it has to be a balance. That's what I said. I don't have a problem with multiplayer. I enjoy certain games that are multiplayer, right? Of course, I don't want every game to be single player, story driven. But for a lot of these Xbox niggas to try to convince everybody what Phil Spencer was trying to convince them to do, and to say that single player games has no place in the fucking market or has no place in the gaming space, when that is a utter fucking lie. That is a lie. Single player games thrive. Single player games make shit tons of fucking money. Single player games, you don't have to worry about you playing somebody or cross playing with somebody that has modded on the other end and destroying the fucking game or exploiting the game. That's what I do not like about multiplayer games, is that when you get into multiplayer, you play against these people that are fucking Terminators. And you cannot beat them. They are impossible to beat because they've modded the fucking game. And now they've exploited every aspect of the game where they snipe you across the fucking map with one headshot. And they doing it to everybody across the map. And then at the end of the fucking game, you're looking at the score and they got 101 fucking kills to everybody's 48 kills. Like, it's dumb shit. This is why I don't like multiplayer. And the idea that these bots were trying to fucking convince the rest of us gamers that the one and done games, it's only one and done and you have to pay $70 for it. I do not want to pay $70 for a multiplayer that I know every time I load it up, I'm going to be exploited. Because that's what usually happens. I pay $70 for a fucking multiplayer game, and when I get into that game, I'm being exploited. On top of that, I'm being called every derogatory term in the book. I'm being called nigger this, nigger that, you black son of a bitch, you ugly black coon this. I'm being called every derogatory fucking term under the sun when I load up these multiplayer games. Maybe y'all white dudes and y'all other ethnicities out there may not go through that, but as a black man, every time I get on multiplayer, somebody's yelling at me about what color I am. You know what I mean? Or dogging me the fuck out, talking about, you're going to be my slave when I'm done with you. I'm going to do this, you fucking nigger, you this, that. I go through that shit all the time, every time I load up a fucking multiplayer game. And then on top of that, I'm being exploited by PC niggas or niggas on consoles that unmodded their fucking character to kill everybody in one shot. Got aimbots all over the fucking screen. Like, no. Give me my single player games where I don't have to deal with the bullshit. Give me my great experiences, my single player AAA exclusive bangers that's closed off to the rest of the fucking bullshit that I experience on multiplayer. And let me live and have a great time where I can focus in on the gameplay, on the story mode, on the gameplay mechanics, and the fun factor of a game, and have a lasting experience. I will spend $70 hand over fist every single time over a multiplayer. I don't care about a multiplayer being alive for 10 years. I don't give a fuck about a Minecraft. I don't give a fuck about a Fortnite. I don't care about a Destiny. All those games have these 10, 15 year long updates and shit like that. I don't care about that shit. I don't. I've tried to play them all, and there's a lot of fucking exploitation, a lot of exploits going on in those games. There's a lot of cheating going on in those games. I don't like it. And like I said, I get called every derogatory term under the sun when I fucking play the game. Like, it's weird. It's weird if you haven't experienced this. Like, you go out to the store. Hear what I'm saying? This is for all my non-black people, right? You go to the store. You pay your $60, $70 for a game, right? Right? You take the plastic wrapper off. You know how you smell your game case? That new fresh smell, right? You know, you open it up, you take out the, the little fucking pamphlets and shit, and, you kind of scan through them and throw them to the side, right? You still smelling the case like, this smells good, right? All right, once you take the game out, right? You put it into your console, right? And you're like, oh shit. You wait for it to download. You're like, oh shit, let me go get my drink or something. Let me go, get my snacks and shit while this is loading up, right? Game loads up. Talking about multiplayer, right? Game loads up. You still smelling the fucking plastic wrap. The plastic case. Because you like that new smell of your video games, right? You're like, smells good. You throw your headphones on, right? Throw your headphones on or load up your fucking sound bar, whatever you have. You know what I mean? Your fucking surround sound, right? You're like, oh shit. Oh shit, I'm about to play this game. Oh shit, it's about to go down. And then something dramatic happens. Something horrific happens. As soon as you fucking go to the lobby, you say, hey, everybody, happy gaming, or you say, hey, everybody, you know what I'm saying? You're introducing yourself, while you're in the lobby, and they're like, shut the fuck up, nigger! Shut the fuck up, you black son of a bitch! Shut the fuck up, nigger! Just going fucking nuts! Going fucking nuts! And you like, yo! How did this happen? I just put my game into my console, and it opened up this whole entire world to neo-Nazi dudes. Like, this shit is fucking insane. It is insane. It's an experience that if you're not black, you haven't had this experience. When you go out and you spin the game and it opens up a world to like this whole different planet of nothing but fucking racist neo-Nazi dudes that's yelling at you constantly and bombarding you with all type of bigotry and all type of hate and all type of racial slurs, and it's non-stop. It's non-stop. The only way it stops is that the game is over and then it cuts you out to a new lobby. And then you get a little break for a minute. And then once the lobby starts to load in players, then it starts all over again. It starts all over again. That's when you snatch that motherfucker out of your console and you like, fuck this goddamn game. Fuck this multiplayer game. I don't give a fuck. I just wasted $70 to be cussed out every fucking day and to be racially slurred and fucking mentally damaged just by playing a fucking game. So y'all don't understand that level of fucking gaming. This is shit that niggas like me have to go through every time I load up a multiplayer game. It fucking drives me insane. So I would rather not play multiplayer games, dog. I would rather not play them. Yeah, they're cool, they're fun. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, you can cut off the mic. You don't have to deal with that. Okay, what's the point of that? I do that with my single player games. That's why I have single player games. So I can have a one-to-one experience with the game, me and the game. When I go to multiplayer, I like to keep it social. Keep in mind, it's not like I'm trying to make friends playing multiplayer, you know? But I do like to talk to my teammates, especially if we out there trying to strategize, you know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers be so racist and so fucking hateful on these multiplayers, they don't give a fuck if I get killed over and over and over as long as I'm dying. As long as I'm dying in the game, right? Like shit. Like what the fuck? They will sabotage the whole team just to fucking make sure I die over and over and over. They don't care about losing. They just want to see my black ass die over and over and over. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? So yeah, you're right. I could turn off the fucking social aspect to multiplayer, but what's the point? I just spent $70 for this game. I spent $70 for the multiplayer to be social, not anti-social. Peeps now where it's crazy how people doing this on spasm on other folks like there's super hackers out there. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, this is shit that, niggas have to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I doubt anybody else go through what niggas go through when it comes to that online shit. If y'all don't remember back in the day with the 360, with the Xbox 360, it was so bad. That racist shit was so bad that Microsoft had to put out a few 1-800 numbers for black dudes to call, for black gamers to call to have therapy. Do y'all remember that shit? I do, because I called that motherfucker. I used to call those fucking numbers. Because every time I got on the 360 and went live and shit and was playing multiplayer, I was getting bombarded with all type of just racist shit to the fucking highest degree. And Microsoft had to offer all of the black gamers a fucking 800 number that they advertise publicly so that black guys like myself or black women that were gamers had to get fucking therapy because of how much hatred we were getting for just playing video games. Like, I remember that shit. Like I said, because I used to call a 1-800 number and get fucking therapy through Microsoft. What the fuck? That's how bad that shit is. And it's still that fucking bad. It's still that fucking bad. For y'all that don't remember that, y'all must have been part of the fucking problem. Or you wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? You must have been part of the fucking problem on the Xbox 360 because it was from kids to old motherfuckers. Whether they was young white kids or old white dudes and everything else between, I was getting bombarded with racist bigot shit. And Microsoft noticed it, and they tried to offer some help to all of the black gamers. You know what I'm saying? To get some fucking therapy so you have somebody to talk to, because it was very depressing when you go spend $70 and you just getting fucking bombarded with hatred. Just non-stop hatred. And like I said, the shit still goes on. Damn, I got so fucking far away from this shit because it started with multiplayer because, I just had a flashback from my multiplayer days when I was doing nothing but playing multiplayer. So let's get back into this shit. I promise I won't get back off fucking topic again. It's just multiplayer triggers a lot of bad experiences for me, okay? That's why it went down that road. Alright, so like I said, if you look at the streets in fucking Kill the Justice League, it's a lot of poster goons and a lot of statues just in the streets. Weird shit. Alright. Another thing. The single player. They say they have a single player mode where you can play with the AI, right? This is what I know. This is another red flag to me. It's an always online connection, even if you're playing solo. And this is the reason why I think it's set up like this in this game. The reason why, and this is just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure 99.8%, I'm sure I'm right. The only reason why it's always online, even in single player, is so they can continually patch in those microtransactions. So they can keep the fucking loot boxes and the surprise mechanics and the MTXs updated. Because every time you load this game up, I guarantee it's going to be offering you something new. Something new. And they talking about that certain cosmetics that you get doesn't affect gameplay, but I think they're kind of talking around the bubble here. You know what I mean? They're trying to talk around a loophole, and what I mean by that is they worded it in such a way where, yeah, cosmetics won't affect the gameplay, but they did not specify that there wouldn't be anything in the game to progress your character or beef up your character. Because, excuse me, from what they shown, with the whole leveling up the stamina and the leveling up the guns and stuff like that, I guarantee they're going to offer something in that microtransactions that's going to let you pay to win. Because they did not specify and said that this game is not play to win. They did not specifically say that. So that leaves that door open that there's going to be certain things that's going to allow you to pay to win. Play to win. Pay to win. Same shit. Same shit. Play or pay. You still playing to pay to win. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, they speak in those corporate terms where you look at it and you're like, oh, the cosmetics won't affect the game, but they didn't say there won't be an attachment to a gun that can give you a beefier gun. They didn't say that there might be a mod for the character that will make you play to win. You know what I mean? That will instantly make your stats go up on your character. They didn't say that. They didn't come out and didn't just specifically say that this is not a play to win game. Because I guarantee you, it is a play to pay win type of game. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Oh yeah. Those were the good days, Breeze. Those were the good days. Those were the good days. It was like once that online shit started, that's when it all went downhill. That's when it opened up a whole world of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? The internet opened up a whole world of nonsense. It was like opening up the gates of hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, like for real. The internet, man, has fucked up gaming to another level, man. Because before this internet shit was popping like that, it was dope as hell to know somebody that had like a Sega Genesis or a Nintendo or a fucking NES and shit. And you go over to their crib and y'all just game all weekend and shit. You know what I'm saying? After you do your chores, you was able to go over your homeboy's house and game all weekend. You know what I'm saying? On the couch co-op shit. You know what I'm saying? Like on some dope shit. Like man, like gaming was the shit before the internet hit. But once the internet hit, it turned into shit. It turned into fucking shit. Like straight up. But I get it. That's the world we live in. So as long as they offer a balance between single player and multiplayer, I'm cool with that. I don't want all multiplayer games and I don't want all single player games. Just make sure it's a balance. I don't care if it's Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony. Just let it be a balance. You know what I mean? It has to be a balance. You know, it can't be one more than the other. You know? And let's see. Is there anything else that I've noticed about this game that was just disgusting to me? Yeah, like I said, I mean, I believe that the single player joint, you know what I mean? The reason why, like I said, the reason why it's always online is so they can just keep updating you with new cosmetics, so they can keep selling you those microtransactions, those quote unquote surprise mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense to have an offline mode. They call it offline, which makes no sense. How is it offline if it's always online? Make that make sense, somebody. How are they going to say we have an offline solo mode where you can play through the entire campaign solo, offline, but it's always online when you're supposedly offline. Makes no sense. These are the type of games these corporations play. These are the type of games that these corporations play. They play these word games, and they think gamers aren't smart enough to see through their bullshit. Well, I'm here to tell you, a nigga like me see through all that bullshit. That corporate world gets no play in this ride. A corporate world gets no play in this ride, my nigga. Nah, y'all can offer that bullshit to me, but I can see right through all of the shenanigans. Like, straight up, I can see through all of that shit. You know what I mean? All I need to do is pay attention a few times, and I'll figure out what you're doing. I don't need to take that long. It's just like in the real world. All I need is 30 seconds or less to figure out who a person that I'm talking to is. All I need is 30 freaking seconds or less, and I can figure out damn near everything I need to know about a person in their face. That's just me, though. A lot of people don't have that ability. I'm a person that can discern everything. I discern anything, whether it's an inanimate object or an animate object or a tangible object or a non-tangible object. I can discern anything, especially human beings, especially humans. So if you're in my face, I don't need to say anything. All I need to do is just stand there and look at you, and I can figure out everything that I need to know without you even opening up your mouth at all. I've done it my entire life. Nothing won't change. It's just I'm able to read the human being. You know what I mean? It's easy to read humans to me. You know what I mean? Like, you can hide what you want to hide. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna fuck with you, I know I'm gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not, I already know you standing there while I got my mouth closed. I already know it's a red flag about you that I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been that way for me. A lot of people may not be able to do that. That don't make me better than you. That's just saying that I have an ability that maybe a lot of people don't have. I know other people are able to do it, of course, because I mean, I got some homeboys and some homegirls that can do the exact same thing. Like, we meet somebody new, it give us less than 30 seconds. We done figured out who you are and what you about. You don't need to say nothing. I don't need to say nothing. All I need to do is just stand there and watch how you move, how you blink, how, your mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes together. It's like, oh shit, like, not you're trouble, you're trouble, or you'd be like, oh shit, okay, I might have to fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, it sometimes it's all about the look. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's all about the look. If y'all know what y'all know, then you know what you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people think they need to spend months and days and weeks to figure somebody out. Nope. Nope. Maybe some people inside of them has a stronger vibration than other people. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever stood next to somebody and got like a bad feeling? You know what I mean? Or like, you don't even know this person, but you might just be in a crowd of people and you might stand next to somebody and you might just get this overwhelming feeling like, yeah, I ain't feeling this person. It's like that. It's like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that. So with these games, it's the same way. All I need is a few times to watch a trailer and I'm like, oh, look at all these red flags. I mean, I may not have seen them on the first try, but we're talking about trailers. I ain't talking about in real life, you know, because video games technically don't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's just a perception that we have, that the powers that be tapped into. You see what I'm saying? Because the internet technically isn't real. You can't touch it. You can't smell it. You know what I mean? It's not a tangible thing, so it doesn't exist. It's in this digital verse, which doesn't exist. It's just we have something that's built into our DNA that's able to perceive and have perception over things that don't exist. That's what kills. That's a whole. You know what? I'm about to get into some other shit that might get a little too deep for people. Might get into some quantum shit, but I'm not going there because that's a whole nother video for a whole different channel, right? But on that note, man, I want y'all to go back through this, watch this video from the beginning. Y'all can skip through what you need to skip through, but I'm just letting y'all know I'm pointing out all the red flags to the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League that you may not have noticed. There's a lot of red flags in this shit besides it just being a fucking a live service game. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Y'all go back and watch the trailer and see for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. Hear what I said in this video. Go back and watch the trailers. Go back and watch the gameplay, and y'all will see exactly what I'm talking about. Everything that I pointed out, y'all can go back and watch yourselves. So, like I said, don't take my word for it. Hear what I was saying in this video. Pause it, and on another device, watch the trailer and watch the gameplay to this Suicide Squad shit, and y'all will see exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for stopping through. Cool Breeze, as always. You the homie. You always welcome here. Whenever you just want to chill or hang out with me, hey, my door is always open to you, Breeze. Shout out to you. Salute and respect to you. Much love to you. Everybody else that slid in and slid out, creep in, creep out. It's all good. Pause. But y'all do what y'all do. I don't mind y'all coming in, you know what I'm saying, and enjoying yourselves and sitting back chilling with your boy. On that note, man, I'm out of this piece. Y'all already know how I gotta end this shit, man. Y'all already know exclusives. Yeah. Holla at y'all later. Peace.